the students participating in the exchange program, they have to do a business simulation. So maybe you can talk about the main focus of this business simulation and what it's all about.
Okay, so the business simulation, in my opinion, is a unique way of studying different areas of business management. For example, what is the relation between marketing and production? What is the relation between production and purchasing? And it's a unique way for the students of understanding the relation between different areas of value-based management and business management. And if we teach normal classes, we focus on one specific topic, and there is sometimes no correlation between other related topics. And so I think the business simulation is a unique way of understanding the whole picture of business management.
And there will be a lot of changing circumstances during the project. So how should students try to adapt to those circumstances?
Yeah, students have to understand the economic scenario the company is running its business model in, and they have to plan the business model under uncertainty. And this is quite a real world challenge, because also in a normal company you don't know exactly what's going on in the future. And so in the business simulation we try to simulate some uncertainty about market trends, about cost structures, and students working as company managers have to understand the influence of this uncertainty and have to manage their company in this situation successfully.
So a lot of this uncertainty also comes from the competition between different groups of students, because they're all on the same level based on education. So this competition, what is it like? You know, like how are they trying to compete with each other?
Yeah, all companies run their business model in the same market, and you have to compete with other companies and of course with other management teams. And so there's also uncertainty coming from the decisions of the competitors. And it is sometimes quite interesting for us to observe that in the first period students talk to each other and they share knowledge, they talk about prices, about costs. But when the business simulation is in the third or fourth period, students are more focused on their own company, and they try to keep some information secret that the competitors don't have any advantage of getting these information from other companies.
So you're having a lot of experience with these business simulations. Has there ever been the thing that certain companies work together, like forming a cartel?
Yeah, sometimes it happens, but it is not the main goal. So we should simulate a normal, perfect market, and we should avoid to cooperate in terms of talking about prices, about strategies. So sometimes it is quite difficult to make sure that everything runs properly, but I think the best way of learning different things from the business simulation is to act like in a real world scenario.
Okay. And maybe you can talk a bit about the software you're using. You're typing in the figures and the numbers the students are providing, and then the software runs them through the system and tries to calculate all the outcomes. So maybe you can talk about that.
So the software is the software general management produced by the company Tata, which is a big Indian company. And general management is the main product of this company, and it is well developed and applied for many years in universities, but also in real companies. And so the software is quite well developed, and as you were saying, we will enter the data given by the management teams, and the software simulates the next period, but without any random the software uses some well-known economic and business management models to simulate the period, and we provide these information to the students that they can analyze the new business figures, make their decisions, and enter their decisions for the next period. And then the process will go on, and we will simulate the next period, and we can play this for several years.
Okay. So how close is this simulation to the actual market?
Pretty close, because as I said, the company Tata also runs that business simulation in real companies, and they get some information concerning the models behind the figures to adapt the software to real world scenarios. And so they have an own team improving the software and the software models. And so we are talking about the market of copy machines. And I think the software is pretty close to the market, because the software company Tata includes every information they get from the market to improve the software.
Okay, good. In your experience, how good are students at this? So how well are they doing?
Mainly, they have some problems in the beginning because the software and the models are very complex. But over the periods, they get familiar to the business model, to the decision process. And my experience over the last years is that students learn quite a lot comparing the first and the last period. And so at the end, when we play the fifth period, students are quite familiar to all things going on, and they perform quite well. Of course, there are some differences between very good and only good students, but normally if we grade them and if we use some group grades, the overall performance is quite good.